Welcome to the It's All Bullshit podcast. You are in the right space if you are desiring truth, to live in alignment, to live in your own sovereignty, and to literally connect in with messages and podcasts that are in that alignment as well. This podcast is going to expose it all. We do not hold back. We bring in all the concepts when it comes to the aspect of truth, and we call bullshit on all the things that are going on in that transparency in the world. So if you enjoy this kind of shit, welcome to the It's All Bullshit podcast, hosted by yours truly, Colleen Lindberg. Welcome back, you beautiful beings, to episode 4 of the It's All Bullshit podcast. And this is going to be a fun one. You guys may hear the clacking of the curtain because I have my patio door open. I'm on the 21st floor of this apartment building, and the breeze coming in is cool. I have a hoodie on for those of you guys not watching on video, and it's pretty magical being in the duality of life and just seeing the calibration of all this move through and understanding what this means for me, for the mission I'm on, and how I'm just following the lead. And I bring this full force around kind of today in a conversation I want to have with you guys is I was on a call today with a client, and this has been showing up over the last week with some people that I've been working with, and the conversations I'm having in the space of leading the identity shift this week. I was like, what do I want to say to you guys? The identity shift, which was a masterclass I led this week. And I also led a really potent training in one of my masterminds called Positioning Your Authority. And when we layer and peel back some of the essence of both of these sessions, which are key dynamics, by the way, for money flow. If you are in a space that you are desiring more money, owning your authority and shifting into the identity of the person that actually owns that money already are key elements to quantum leaping in the evolutional space of energetics. Just putting that out there with money. But I've been watching the storyline come to play and this messaging coming through the collective, and I'm watching people being so under their shit instead of deciding to move through the shit. Okay, like society is one of those dynamic things. Okay, we've been conditioned our whole life, right? We go to school system, go get a job, go do the things, do all the fucking shit. Some of us grew up in families that didn't preach that, but most of us still, if you're in your 40s and in latter years than that, it's like yeah, it's definitely been programmed, right? There's some of you guys who are listening to this in your 30s and 20s. You might have had some parents that were more awakened, but most of us didn't, and not to knock my mom or my dad, they just knew what they knew, right? And that's all that they knew. So really, really stepping up behind this and really stepping up into this is an asset that we have to start to view the world differently. You wouldn't be listening to this podcast if you didn't, right? In the space of that, you couldn't come into this energetic field because you wouldn't be resonant to the information I'm dropping in. But when I land this for you, it's like so many of us are just taking the shit of the world and letting it layer the fuck on us instead of stepping through it because we're scared as fuck, because we don't really want to do the work, because we want someone else to do the work, because whatever the fucking excuse is, but we are under this. So today I did a client call today with a woman I've never met before. She saw me get tagged in a post from a woman that was talking about my certification program for my dark arts training, which is shadow clearing, like my, the bad boy, like fucking Harry Potter, like kill the Voldemorts of the world, energy clearing kind of portal. And she said, I need this. And when she came on the call, she had been wrapped in this energy for 3 years from an ex-husband of hers and had been trying to clear it for that long. Now in comes me. I'm like, fuck yeah, we'll go get the root. So I pulled all the energy from it, did all the things, and she could still feel the energy. And so I was like, what? Like, it's not in any of the dimensions. It's completely fucking gone. Like, it's cleared and cleared and cleared. And so I dropped her into the space of the version of her 3 years ago that took it on. And we needed to go in and start to take ownership of the fact that we've let this happen for the last 3 years, that we didn't do anything about it. And that even though she tried to clear it herself, she actually didn't go in deep enough to the issue and problem to face it, because there's some self-forgiveness that needed to happen. There's some other things that came up in the field of this, a whole thing, and she didn't want to see it. So therefore, for 3 years, she'd been cycling in this energy. And this energy, what it was doing to her was it was creating illness. It was blocking her power. So money was like scarce. She was having so many fucking challenges at gathering money. She was very meek in her energetic field. She's also an energy healer. So imagine trying to clear energy with meek energy. It's like fucking not going to happen. And or it's going to happen. It's going to take her forever to do, right? Or her clients are not going to get the potent results that she actually needs. And so when we dove into this part in piece, I was like, you need to take responsibility for this. You have been creating the storyline in your field for the last 3 years, letting this happen. And when you feel that, because I literally just felt that energy come into my body, some of you have been playing out this same story in some way, shape, or form in your own life over and over and over again. And this is the moment the story stops. You are a conscious creator, and you are the one creating everything. We've talked about this already. If you've been on this podcast, this is episode 4. I haven't really gotten to the meat of everything yet, but we've talked about this already. In the way of your health, in the way of your energy, in the way of your power, in the way of your results, everything. And when we give it away to someone else, well, that person did this to me. That person, my ex-husband, sent this energy to me. Yeah, he might have. Just like my ex-boyfriend did the exact same thing. Just like this person did the exact, just like some of my clients. You know, I've got clients that blocked me back in 2023 for numerous things anyways. And it was like there was like 5 of them together and they're probably still in their own community doing their own thing, back talking me, which is fine. And in the space of that, I understand my mission. And I get that being in my field some days is fucking hard. Like I have a podcast called It's All Bullshit. Like, hi, what kind of energy do I fucking hold? And the content I'm creating these days is like completely shifting and it's pulling people in that are meant to work with me because they can finally see me in the space of ownership and how I'm leading and stepping in where they couldn't find me before. Because maybe they did. They're like, oh, that Colleen girl, she'd be fun. But now I'm getting leaders that are coming into my field that are like, you have a ticket for me for the next 30 days. I need this. I need your help to elevate this. Amazing. Let's go. Let's go. And so I want you to feel this and to ask yourself, what stories are you currently playing out in your energy that you have been cycling in that you are choosing to still play with? Which stories? So I got a few of them in my world in the space of everything. And if I really feel into this and think back about this and really let this land in my energy field today and really let this percolate right now in this moment, I'm like, fuck, I have a lot of stories in connection with some things. I have a lot of stories, like the ones that I'm not worthy to be able to have success with ease. Oh my God, that was a fucking knocker. That I am not worthy to date a man that is actually everything I desire to have in my world. I have a lot of worthiness ones, that I'm not enough to play in certain rooms. There's a couple of rooms that this year I'm being called into that are going to up the game with the people in my world. And not to say that the people in my world are not amazing and beautiful, but I need to go and expand my network and be visible and be open. So that means I've got to get into rooms where there's other people that I can do this with. And I also need to step into these rooms in my full blown power in the space of that, because those rooms are going to land me speaking gigs and clients in those spaces. And I'm going to hold that fucking frequency. So there's one in April. No, this is April now. One in August and one in November right now that are percolating in my field. And I'm like, okay, they're all in the US, not surprising at all, because that's where I'm being called to actually live, to go move there. So like getting on a plane, is super fucking easy when you're in the US to fly to another US city. Fucking easy as tea. And I've made it easier for me to live in the city here to be able to maneuver faster, right? I don't have a 3.5 hour drive home, or some days a 5 hour drive home, or I have to wait. Ooh, let's clear some energy there for a connecting flight any longer, because I desired this year, 2026, to change the story, right? I don't want to have 15-hour flights and be all whatever. I wore those t-shirts for 3.5 years. I don't need them any longer. And it's like, I'm closing that chapter. I had a beautiful, beautiful experience in Costa Rica in the jungle. Like I can't even describe to you, and I'll probably do a podcast on it. Just the dimensions of what I went through and in the spaces of some of the dynamics that maneuvered. But the story had to shift. And my job was to trust the energy coming through to change the story. And if you let this land in your energy right now, I'm asking you this question on purpose because you have been playing small in some aspect of your life or letting this story play out like the woman today for 3 years. One of the other people that is desiring to work with me but doesn't have the money at this moment of time, I dropped her a voice note the other day when she had mentioned something, and I said, "You need to land it here." And I gave her some advice, and then she literally sent me a message today. She goes, "Fuck," and I'm burping now, so I'm moving a lot of energy through. She's like, "Fuck, I was working on my own self and didn't realize I needed to open up the abundance portals to be able to align the money." All of a sudden, she did that and money started to flow in. She had these people now contacting her for this truck that she's selling. She's going to get the money. She's going to be a client of mine within the next few days. This is going to happen. I know it will. But she's also driven to change her story. She no longer wants to be in the loops that she's been playing out in. But the first thing it took was getting real with the fucking loops and actually being like, I'm a conscious creator in this world, so I'm creating all of this. What the fuck am I doing? And now it's like, shit. Every single one of us has this. We're all in a loop in some way, shape, or form. And once we clear the loop, we then get access to the open pathway where we then get to our next level, and then we're going to come up against the next potential loop. Now we can decide to buy into the story again, or we can decide that no, thank you. We're keeping the pathway clear, and we're going to continue on down the pathway, and we're going to keep moving forward. This is the options we get. This is our availability. This is what we get to do in the space of things. But you need to choose this in your life. You need to decide that you are done with the cycles that you're in and you will do whatever it takes to move it through. And it's like, fuck. Yeah, it's going to be work, but trust me, holding the cycle is way more fucking work. Staying in your scarcity and lack is way more fucking work. Hitting the ceilings of like $10,000, $15,000 months like I was is way more fucking work than it is to hold $50,000 months. Way more work over there. And it's crazy to think because some people believe the more money you make, the harder it is. No, the more money you make, the easier it fucking is. The easier it is. Feel this for a moment. Let this land in your energy field today. It's like, fuck. So if you're a conscious creator and all the shit that's blocking you right now is all BS, it's all bullshit, how are you going to move the bullshit through? Some of you need to invest in something. I had one of my past clients say to me, she's technically still a client because she's in some of my portals, but she said to me the other day, she's like, well, I have this pain in my knee. Like, how can I do healing work on other people and help them heal their pain if I have like pain in my body? I go, girl, you need to go hire someone to move the pain out of your body because if you can't do it yourself because you're so deeply connected to it, you need help and support. And if you feel like you are not in authenticity, then you've got to go back and get into authenticity. It's a no-brainer for me. And I'm like, how does she not see this? Right? But we're so layered in our shit, sometimes we can't. So sometimes we ask the question and then we're like, fuck, that was a dumb question. But it wasn't dumb because you couldn't see through the perspective of the lenses that you were leading in. It's like, shit, that's why I have people work on me. That's why I have mentors. Guys, I only know to a certain level of what I know. And then I've got some other pieces and parts that I'm moving within. And I can only teach stuff I've integrated. Stuff like that's why I can take you to $30,000 months because I hold $30,000 months. I can get you there. I definitely can. But if you're asking me to take you to $1 million months, I'm going to be like, I don't know how to do that. I authentically can't teach you that because I've never done it myself. So if there's something in your world that's blocking you from fully being embodied in the work you're meant to do in the world and the money you're meant to create in the world, you've got to go change that unless you do not want it. You cannot move through it unless you go and shift. You cannot. You cannot. And guys, like, this is a no-brainer. It really is a no-brainer if you let it be a no-brainer. But we're human. Yay for us. We layer in our fucking drama. We layer in the wounding. We layer in the unworthiness. We layer in all the shit that our ex-boyfriend said to us 10 years ago. We layer it all in and we pack it in tight. And then we look through that viewpoint Instead of pulling the layers apart and finding the button that just goes poof and explodes it all, we take the fucking hard way. We make it so fucking hard on ourselves. Guys, I get you. I've had the t-shirts, I've worn the fucking shirts, I've done all the things, I've done the spaces. I get you. I get you. It's time to move. I feel like that's the end. I don't feel like I need to share anything else in connection with this. I feel like this is pretty spot on. That you're going to feel this and you're either going to take an action coming off of this and change your life, or you're going to stay cycled. And then next week when I drop another podcast, you're going to get smacked across the face again in some way, shape, or form. I don't know. I'm going to start to weave in a couple of guests. I got some pretty powerful people in my world that I feel called to bring on. I won't do them like regularly. I'm going to do them like randomly. And I got a few that are going to bring in some fucking energy for us to blow up, I think. And I'm ready for it. I'm ready for the blow up. I'm ready for the glow up. I'm ready for the fuck you money. I'm ready for it. And I want to be that crass of a person that steps up into the world that's like, this is what I fucking want. And I'm calling it in. So I want to ask you guys the same question. What do you fucking want? And why are you not going to get it? Because you've been waiting way too long. I love you guys. I'll see you in the next episode. Well, I hope you enjoyed that episode. And we just ask that if you feel called, share this out on social, send it to a friend, help us promote the podcast. The more hands this gets into, the more conversations we get to have in the truth. And for some of you that have been inquiring, Colleen Lindberg is a soul mission activator, shadow alchemist, and she's also a really badass business alignment strategist. So if you desire that kind of stuff in your world and you're like, shit, I want to have a conversation with her, come find her on Instagram, send her a DM, send me a DM, actually. I don't know why I'm talking in the third person. And let's get her done, man. This is all about discovering the truth within ourselves and owning our power as we move through the world. So I look forward to hearing you, seeing you, feeling you, doing all the juicy shit in the next episode together. And we'll see you then.